You'll remember in our last video we completed the first item. We added this little dragon here, which is linked to the quest. So we'll go back to our NPC who initiates the quest, and we can click on quest here. Then we want to actually go up to our inventory item. You'll remember we made this dragon, but we should rename it in our inventory because it could be confusing just call it an inventory item. Let's call it dragon. Okay, then we can click back on our quests linked to the NPC, and we want to make it so the dragon only appears when the quest is activated. You can imagine in an RPG you could end up with lots of quests and lots of items, so it could be confusing if all the items are present in the game from the beginning. It's better they appear gradually as quests are activated. So to do that, we can go to enable on quest start over here, and we can take our dragon, and we just want to drop our dragon over here in the section where the dragon is supposed to appear, so that this way the dragon will only appear when the quest is initiated. Okay, then we also want to add the dragon here as a required item. So we'll enter the number of required items. For this quest, only one item. Then we will take our dragon and we will drag it in here as an item. Now we only want one dragon, so we'll press 1 there as item count. You could have multiple items, of course. Okay, so now we are finally free to test. Let's try and run our quests if I hit play. Okay, so I'll approach the NPC. The conversation is activated. Now you might notice it's quite hard to see the conversation. There's ways that you can change that if you click up here on game. So we'll stop running for a minute, and we can actually click up here on game and change some of the settings, which will make things a bit easier. So when I click on game, so there's a few different options here which allow us to make the game function a little bit better depending on the settings of our computer. You may want to click on plus, and then we have this option add, and then we want to put full HD, and down here we can add the width to be 1920 and the height to be 1080 and press OK. Okay, now it looks a lot nicer. We can actually read. So let's try and playtest again. Resume our playtest. I will tell the NPC I'm here for adventure. Remember, press left and right arrow and spacebar as the default to select dialogue. And then he asks to search for the lost dragon. And straight away we can see I've found the lost dragon. So I'll run over to the lost dragon. And it's gone into my inventory, which is a nice little effect. We'll go back to the NPC. And you can see he's thanked me and the dragon has disappeared. Now you may have noticed that up to this point, my tutorials are very heavily indebted to Brackleys' wonderful RPG tutorial. You can find a link to that tutorial underneath this video. The only difference is my tutorials have been broken into little bite-sized chunks for busy teachers. From this point on, I'm going to go beyond the content covered in Brackleys' tutorial, so I'll be explaining how you can replace the audio in the game with your own audio. I'll be explaining how you can add a cutscene, and I'll be also explaining how you can create your own sprites and import them into the game.